Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Mike Beats here, and I hope everyone is doing well today. Today we are breaking down a Lucki type beat. It's been a minute since I dropped one of these tutorials. Last time I dropped a Lucki tutorial was like last summer, somewhere around there. So today I just decided that I'ma record this, and just because I like doing these beats and recording these kind of beats too. But yeah man, enough of talking. I hope y'all gonna enjoy today's video, and let's get it. So starting off, we are at 135 BPM, and the first sound is this Contact Cloud Supply preset, this Cloud Supply in it, and this is actually the default preset when you open it. Yeah, this is a fire bank for Contact. It has a ton of ambient presets. This is what I wanted to go with, and yeah, I'm gonna just play this chord progression for y'all. So these chords, pretty basic. This is in C sharp major. We are just starting off with a basic C sharp major chord, then we are putting a C and F on top, and that's a cool little chord right there. Then I have this C minor chord right here. I just took this G and I put it up to G sharp, and then C and D sharp on top, and then you know we are coming down to A sharp, basic A sharp minor chord, G sharp and C sharp on top, and then lastly the same C minor chord. Yeah, pretty simple. It just repeats. Took that, copied it, none else. That was the first sound. When you have the first pattern laid down, you want to layer your sounds. You want to make it sound bigger, fuller. You want to make it sound good. So in this beat I have one layer for it. So this first sound right here. Then I have this Contact, second one. This second Contact, this is another Cloud Supply preset. These are the same chords as this first one. So the same chords, it's good to always have some layers. But yeah, this preset is pretty cool, pretty ambient, pretty basic, pretty cool. So we have these two sounds now layered, and that sounds cool already if I play it right now like this. Between these two Contact patches, I have this Contact patch, which is the same as the first one, is this Bell Cloud Supply default preset. But here I have a different pattern for it. This is like a top line. So yeah, just a top line. And when I was making this pattern, it was really like I was placing notes in just random places. I was trying to see what sounded cool, and that was pretty much the process of making that pattern. But now at this point, when we have these three sounds, I needed some kind of pad or something more synth sounding. I mean, again, this Contact, I have Analog Dreams. This is a stock Contact bank. This Analog Dreams preset Bad Neighbor. I really like that sound. That's like a cool synth pad. I like that filter cutoff thing that goes right there. That's pretty cool, you know. And that added a lot of character, and that added a lot of to this melody right there. Alright, so now that we have these four sounds together right here, I added pretty much a last thing on this melody is this piano one shot. And that's pitched down pretty much to the lowest notes. And yeah, not much to add on that piano. That's just a basic piano one shot from Producer Grind, one of their one shot kits. But yeah, I'm gonna show the effects real quick, and after that I'm gonna show this little accent that I added. So on the first contact, that bell pad kind of thing had just EQ cutting out lows, a little bit of boosting the highs, and not much else. Then just RC20. That was probably just a 103 preset or something like that. That's usually what I add when I add RC20. I add 103 preset or something like that. Yeah, I don't know why RC20 won't open it again, but don't matter. Then the second contact I have, so yeah, the second contact, that's the pad, this pad right here, and there is just EQ, and that literally the same EQ as the first one. Oh, so yeah, cuts out the lows with the high. Then the third contact, that was the pad, this Analog Dreams pad, and there I had ambience. This is a free reverb plugin. This is a really cool reverb for this melody. Yeah, here are the settings, y'all can copy it. Down here I have this little EQ, and then the piano one shot, there's just an EQ. Then this accent. That accent is like straight from a horror movie or something, but you know, I thought that sounded cool, so I just added it in the mix. And on the mixer there's nothing. That's, you know, this is what it originally sounds like. And that's, you know, what I did was just pitch it up 100 cents, so now it's on C sharp, and I cut it and I faded it in like that. So, but that's pretty much all of the melody. Not much to add. A really ambient, really cool Lucki melody. There's something I'd really hear Lucki on. But now I'm gonna play the melody for y'all. Y'all can hear what it sounds like. Few notes before I play the melody. I took some sounds and I pitched them down for the hook. So this pad right here, for example. So yeah, that pad was pitched down, and then this synth pad, this one right here, this was pitched down too. So yeah, pretty much those sounds was pitched down. This bell melody, that wasn't pitched down, that just stays how it is. Right now I'm gonna play the melody for y'all, and after that we are going into the drums. So yeah, let's get it. Let's go into the drums. On the drums I have 6 sounds. The snare, hi-hat, the sub, open hat, a second snare, and a second open hat right here. And man, let's go in order. Let's just start with the snare. The snare is from right here, this D-Rich kit right here, and it's this hustle snare. And yeah, that hustle snare, that plays this more of a busy pattern, just because this melody is not that complicated and I wanted to do more on the drums with this beat. So yeah, so this snare pattern has a little bit more going on. And yeah, as y'all noticed, I had the auto roll on. But yeah, on the snare I had added a reverb, just like a regular reverb. The wet level is at 9%. All the settings are right here if y'all want to copy them. Then the hi-hat. The hi-hat is just a basic 2-step hi-hat pattern. So what you want to do, right click this, fill each 2 steps. Two-step hi-hat pattern, and on the hi-hat I had nothing on the mixer. Then the sub. Nothing crazy with it. On the mixer I had for the parametric EQ too. I boosted these frequencies right here. These like 158, somewhere around this range. So these I boosted up, and then the really low end I boosted it up to. Then the open hat, this is just a basic open hat, you feel me? And on the envelope right here I took everything down. The delay, attack, decay, sustain, all those I took down. Then the whole you want to have all the way up, and the release just a little bit, so it doesn't end like a little bit of release, so it doesn't sound robotic. On the open hi-hat I had nothing. Then the new wave snare, so this a second accent / counter snare. So that's the new wave snare. That's a pretty cool snare, pretty famous snare. Pretty much everyone knows this snare. Then the last thing on the drums, just this hat, open hat, this 808 Mafia. Everybody knows this open hat. Again, here I had delay, attack, decay, sustain, and release down. Even the release was down. And then the hold, that was all the way up. Nothing much else to add on the drums, man. That's really all of the drums. So as you can see, a pretty simple beat, some complex parts right here. Last thing on this beat is just this arrangement. With these Lucki beats, there's not a lot of going on in these melodies. The arrangement is something that you want to make interesting. So this beat just starts with these 2 hits right here. 1, 2, and then third one, it starts, the whole beat starts. So listen to this. That's a different way to start this beat. Usually I start off my beats just like this, so I take the melody and I let it play for like 8 bars, and after that the drums. And yeah, that's a cool arrangement, but it gets boring sometimes. Here I did something a little bit different. And then I have this beat cuts right here before the hook. So the hook is right there. This is like the intro. So those beat cuts add more to the beat at like this intro. So when this intro is done, I have the hook, basic hook, everything plays at the same time. And then I have this verse. This is the full verse, then the second hook, and then this is a verse again. So this is the same stuff, and then I just have this outro. I hope you all learned something from this video. These kind of beats are really easy to make once you learn how to make good chords. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Go follow me on IG at MikeBeats_. Leave a comment down below on what you all want to see next on the channel. I'ma see y'all in the next video. Peace.